Championship Saturday continues from the capital city of Charleston, West Virginia. We welcome you back to Laidley Field. It is the Division I Girls Lacrosse State Championship between the number 4 ranked Morgantown Mohigans and the number 3 ranked George Washington Patriots. And welcome everyone, I'm Eli Brady on the call for this one. 2 champions have been decided already. The 2 Division II games in the books. St. Albans girls lacrosse won this morning 13-12 over Jefferson County, and Buchanan Upshur Division II boys just defeated Jefferson County 15-3. It's the 3rd championship, the first of the 2 Division I games. It's the Division I Girls Lacrosse Championship. Morgantown comes into this game with a record of 10-6. Their postseason matchups, it was a fight for the Mohigans to get there. They earned the 4 seed in a 16 bracket. They hosted number 5 Fairmont Senior in the first round of the playoffs, a game they trailed virtually the entire game. They forced it into overtime, tied at 10, and scored the game-winning goal in overtime to prevail 11-10 over the Fairmont Senior Polar Bears. That was just in the first round of the playoffs, and then they had to go on the road to the number 1 ranked team in Division I at Buchanan Upshur, and they pulled off the upset win 7-5 over the Buccaneers of Buchanan Upshur to punch their ticket to the state championship. George Washington's path here wasn't easy either. They were the 3 seed in the 16 tournament. They hosted Martinsburg in the first round of the playoffs, defeated the Bulldogs 13-6, then had to go to University, 2-time defending state champion University Hawks, and they knocked off number 2 University 13-9. Wasn't really an upset win. Both games George Washington played in the regular season of University, they lost by 1 goal each time. And talking about regular season matchups, these 2 teams, Morgantown and George Washington, met twice in the regular season. They played early in the season on April 11th. George Washington dominated that game 11-4. They played later in the season on April 30th. That one much closer. George Washington still won, but it was 10-8 was the final score. And if anything, this postseason bracket in D1 girls has been upset city. And Morgantown, they just knocked off the number 1 team, Buchanan Upshur. Anything is possible here on Championship Saturday. About 10 seconds away until we get the lineups. We'll step aside and turn it over to the PA announcer, Brian Shepard, as he will give the starting lineups for the Division I Girls Lacrosse State Championship.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the University of Charleston Stadium at Laidley Field for the 2026 Wvsla Girls Lacrosse Championship game for Division I. Today's championship game features the Mohigans from Morgantown High School and the Patriots from George Washington High School. First, let's meet the visiting team on the scoreboard, the number 4 seeded Morgantown Mohigans, who come into today's championship with a record of 10 wins and 6 losses. Number 4, Hannah Anderson. Number 12, Brooke Meadows. Number 14, Lorna Johnson. Number 22, Abigail Christopher. Number 25, Claire Cooper. Number 30, Hannah Staley. Number 32, Lily Bass. Number 36, Tessa Young. And now the starting lineup for the Mohigans. At attack, a senior, number 1, Ella Kupek. At defense, the junior, number 3, Olivia Lupo. At midfield, a junior, number 6, Elizabeth Esposito. At attack, a senior, number 9, Natalia Martinez. Guarding the cage for the Mohigans is a senior, number 10, Charlize Davis. And defense, the junior, number 11, Lila Proctor. And midfield, a senior, number 17, Lena Cummings. And defense, a senior, number 27, Emily McDonald. And attack, a senior, number 29, Sloan Coombs. And midfield, a senior, number 31, Lillian Foreman-Wilson. And midfield, a senior, number 35, Amelia White. And in midfield, a senior, number 38, Amelia Leshko. The head coach for the Mohigans is Brian Reed. Assistant coaches, Lauren Ademick, Morgan Kovacic, Sarah Mann, and Rusty Taylor. Now let's meet the home team on the scoreboard. The number 3 seeded George Washington Patriots, who come into today's championship with a record of 15 wins and 4 losses. Number 3, Charlie Heyer. Number 6, Cindy Forrest. Number 9, Hallie Van Dam. Number 15, Lauren Smith. Number 18, Gwen Starcher. Number 21, Sophie Newby. Number 22, Avery Morris. Number 30, Aaron Tyson. Number 41, Hibba Scheidt. Number 44, Haley Cameron. Number 55, Olivia Juga. Now let's meet the starting lineup for the Patriots. At defense, a senior, number 5, Gabby Juga. At attack, a junior, number 7, Sadie Harris. At defense, a senior, number 8, Mallory Bean. At midfield, a senior, number 10, Macy Bishop. At attack, a freshman, number 11, Journey Simmons. At defense and midfield, a junior, number 13, Nina Brumage. At midfield, a senior, number 17, Elizabeth Blanchard. At attack, a senior, number 32, Maggie Hill. Guarding the pipes, a junior, number 39, Maddie Wallace. At defense, a senior, number 48, Olivia Jamerson. At attack and defense, a senior, number 67, Ashlyn Tupper. At midfield, a senior, number 88, Kristen Dettinger. The head coach for the Patriots is J.D. Hodges. Assistant coaches, Chris Blanchard, Chris Wallace, John Berry, and Delaney Jackson. Ladies and gentlemen, let's play for a Division I Girls Championship.
Morgantown and George Washington getting ready to set off for the state championship of Division I girls lacrosse. We'll run through the starters for Morgantown. They're starting Ella Kupek, Olivia Lupo, Elizabeth Esposito, Natalia Martinez, Lila Proctor, Lena Cummings, Emily McDonald, Sloan Coombs, Lillian Foreman-Wilson, Amelia White, and Emmy Lefko. In the goal for Morgantown is Charlize Davis. George Washington will be starting Gabby Chuga, Sadie Harris, Mallory Bean, Macy Bishop, Journey Simmons, Nina Brumage, Elizabeth Blanchard, Maggie Hill, Olivia Jamerson, Ashlyn Tupper, Kristen Dettinger, and in the goal for the Patriots is Maddie Wallace. A couple players to keep an eye on. The big one for George Washington, number 10, Macy Bishop, one of the best players in West Virginia, 71 goals on the season. She averages just under 4 goals per game, as well as Elizabeth Blanchard for George Washington, 44 goals on the season, 2.3 goals per game, and Maggie Hill, 39 goals on the season, 2.1 goals per game for GW. For Morgantown, their leading scorer is Emmy Leshko, 40 goals on the season, 3 goals per game. Natalia Martinez, 26 goals on the season, 1.7 goals per game. Those are the stars you want to watch on offense. These two teams met twice in the regular season. George Washington swept the 2 regular season matchups with an 11-4 win over Morgantown on April 11th and a 10-8 win over Morgantown on April 30th. It is the third of 4 championships today. Morgantown and Lindsley boys coming up after this. 2 champions have been decided. St. Albans and Buchanan Upshur, who will get to write their name in the record books as the 2026 Division I Girls Lacrosse State Champion. We're waiting the first draw. Morgantown was in the state championship a year ago, and they fell to crosstown rival University 10-6. We're underway. First draw is going to be popped up in the air. Dettinger after it for GW, and she tries to control it. It's rolling around. Kupek is there for Morgantown, a whistle, and it's going George Washington's way. Morgantown thought it was going to be their ball, but GW is going to get it. Dettinger brings it in. Here we go. Dettinger racing inside the 20 as the Patriots will go to set up their offense. Inside, a pass gets away. Ball is loose. And a whistle. Very fast start, and already just 30 seconds into this game, GW is going to get 8-meter free position. It's Macy Bishop, the leading scorer, 71 goals on the season, has a chance to draw first blood. Here goes Macy Bishop, and it is turned away by Davis. A nice save. And anytime you get Bishop in free position, anytime you can deny her of a goal, that's so huge. George Washington retains possession. It is Bishop to bring it in. Bishop looks for that cutter inside. Ball gets away and rolls to the left of the net. It's going to be kept in by Maggie Hill and then poked out of bounds. Stays with the Patriots. George Washington will look to set it up. Dettinger. Or rather, that's Hill with it behind the goal, and Hill will flip it over to Elizabeth Blanchard, and Blanchard races around the goal, double teamed, looking for a lane. The shot wide of the mark, no good. It's going to be Morgantown first on the scene. The Mohigans will take back over. So Morgantown has it. And the whistle, the dangerous check is called. Here go the Mohigans. It is Esposito with it. Stops at the 25. Sphere called. She brings it across the 30. Now gets it downfield. Almost intercepted, but it's deflected and turned over to the Patriots. Picked up by Nina Brummage. Brummage gets swat at. Ball on the ground. Morgantown's going to come away with it. That's Kupek. And Kupek gets it up the field. On the run goes Emmy Leshko. Leshko looking for the shot. She scores! Emmy Leshko draws first blood for Morgantown. 1-0 Mohigans. It's Leshko, the leading scorer for Morgantown, that strikes first.
That's a Morgantown goal, scored by number 38, Amelia Leshko. First of the game, 41st of the season. Time of the goal, 2 minutes, 36 seconds.
Back at midfield for the draws, Morgantown struck first. Always big when you can draw first blood in the state championship. George Washington had a great opportunity early. It was denied on free position. They win the draw here, and bringing it up the field is Blanchard. Blanchard swings it over to Macy Bishop. Bishop will look to go. Remember, Bishop averages over 4 goals per game, or rather just under 3.7 goals per game, 71 goals on the season. Dettinger has it outside the 12-meter fan at the top. She'll swing it over to Bishop. Bishop dances inside the defense, spins left. Bishop looks to shoot it, doesn't. Hangs on to it, pulls it back out, resets the offense. Bishop will swing it over to Harris. Harris works right. Tries to lob it inside. Ball gets loose, and it's stolen away by Morgantown. Mohigans back on the run. It's Coons, gets it down the field. And the Mohigans pushing fast now inside the 20. Looking for a shot. George Washington gets there on defense. That's Martinez. Martinez gets it over to Kupek. Swung over to Amelia White. Amelia is very dangerous for Morgantown. White and Leshko. Leshko has already scored. Now White has it at the top. White defended by Blanchard. Drives in, drives right. Here comes the double. Now looks for the pass. Inside. It's deflected and taken away by the Patriots. That's Macy Bishop who stole it away, and Bishop's on the run into Morgantown territory, launching downfield. Tries to get it to Harris. Ball is loose. Ground ball picked up and controlled, going back the other way. That's Lupo who got the steal there, and Lupo gets it ahead. On the run goes Emily McDonald, and McDonald cut off by Dettinger at the 40. Tries to spin past her. Here comes the double. That pass deflected by Ashlyn Puffer, out of bounds off her. Stays with Morgantown. Mohigans bring it in, trying to get it over to Martinez, and the ball gets free. That's going to head out of bounds. It's going to head George Washington's way. And bringing it in will be Sadie Harris. Harris has a lane if she can beat Esposito to the spot. Lost the ball. It is loose. Picked back up. And Harris will come out and reset the offense for GW. It's swung over to Bishop. Bishop flips it to Dettinger, and Dettinger takes off, looking for a shot in the CSA. She scores! Kristen Dettinger scores first for GW. GW running their offense. The flip from Bishop to Dettinger, and she has the green light to go. Works past the defense there. Great move.
George Washington goal, scored by number 88, Kristen Dettinger.
Great shot there by Dettinger to work around the defense, get a lane open, and put it in the goal. We're even at 1 halfway through the first quarter. That's Dettinger's 21st goal on the season. She too averages over a goal per game. This is George Washington's 20th game of the year. They have a record of 15-4, but still were number 3 in Division I. This was a highly competitive and highly talented Division I bracket for girls this year, and you can tell Morgantown went to overtime with the number 5 seed Fairmont Senior Polar Bears, and that was a team they split regular season matchups against. This is really anyone's tournament. Bishop controls the draw, gets it down low, ball dropped, now trying to recontrol it, still loose on the ground. Blanchard comes over, but it's going to be Dettinger who finds it. Dettinger drives in, stops, lost the ball. Great defense there as the ball is in the air, rolling towards the goal. Kicked in Davis. The goalie's going to get it. But I believe one of the GW players, it's a goal circle. It's a goal circle violation against Morgantown, not GW. So that means the Patriots will retain possession. Maggie Hill will have it in the end zone. Hill tries to get it inside. Nice defense to deflect it away. Ball rolling towards the back of the end zone. Hill falls down. Who did it go off of? It did go off Hill. So Lila Proctor on the defense deflects the pass, forces the turnover, but she turns it back over. There is a whistle, however, and it's going to stay with Morgantown. Proctor will get it back. She swings it over to McDonald, and McDonald will push it down the field and caught by Coons on the run. Coons racing inside the 30-yard line. Coons will turn back around and find Ella Kupek. Kupek swings it over to Lillian Gorman-Wilson, and the Mohegans will swing it around the 12-meter fan. Back it comes. This is Lena Cummings, and Cummings drives in. She shoots and missed it wide right. Out of bounds, stays with Morgantown. So Coons has it in the end zone. Morgantown looks to reset their offense. Here it comes right alongside the crease is Leshko. She gets smothered and lost the ball. Turned over towards George Washington. Mallory Bean there. And she'll retain possession and take off. Bean down the field. Look out. Esposito is there for Morgantown. Blanchard tries to kick it. The Mohegans get it back. It's Amelia White who has it for Morgantown. It's going to have to come back and reset as Cummings has it. And here we go. Gorman-Wilson swings it over. Far side of the field. Here goes Martinez. Martinez drives left. Takes it outside the fan. She'll swing it over to Cummings. Cummings, let's see if she takes advantage of this one-on-one matchup. Tries to spin past Bishop. Here comes the double. She dumps it off down low, driving towards the net. Ball gets poked free. Dettinger's there. Nice ground ball by Kristen Dettinger, and she picks it up and takes off the other way. Dettinger crosses midfield. Tries to outrun Kupek inside the 40. Dettinger pushes it down the field. It is caught by Harris. Harris gets it knocked free. It is rolling around, and coming out with it is Emily McDonald from Morgantown. McDonald pushes it down the field to Leshko. It's rolling towards the sidelines. Leshko can't save it, out of bounds. Back to George Washington. Harris brings it in. Downfield overshoots Blanchard. That's going out of bounds back to Morgantown. So now the Mohegans will get it back. It's Esposito. Fast-moving first quarter as we approach 2 minutes to go in a tie ball game, 1-1. And an illegal screen called on Lila Proctor. That's going to turn it over to GW. Journey Simmons will have it for the Patriots, and Simmons tries to work around Cummings. Swung over now to Maggie Hill. The three-headed monster on offense for George Washington is Macy Bishop, Elizabeth Blanchard, and Maggie Hill. Hill passes inside to Harris. It's bouncing, and it is in the goal. Yes, it is a goal for Sadie Harris. It bounced right at the feet of Charlize Davis, the goalie for Morgantown, and she couldn't save it from bouncing in the goal. You can see it just spikes down, and watch this roll it takes. It bounces on the turf right there. Backspin on it, puts it right in the goal, and she couldn't save it in time. And Sadie Harris breaks the early tie and gives GW the lead. In a minute 35 to play in the first quarter. Draw controls are going to be so important in this game. Right now, GW has won them 3-0. That was a big difference in the D2 game, as Morgantown's going to get their first draw control of the game. QPEC is going to have it. Quick restart, here we go. QPEC swings it over. Morgantown coming on the run. This is McDonald. Here comes the double. Harris from behind hits it. Ball loose, right back into the stick of McDonald. She pushes it down the field and running outside the fan with it. Trying to spin back around. It's up to the top of the key. It's Cummings. Cummings drives in through the defense. A shot. Is it in? It is! A score for Lena Cummings. And Morgantown ties it up with a minute to go in the first quarter. That's what Cummings likes to do. She gets those one-on-one opportunities. She's going to take advantage of it. Gets by Mallory Bean. Gets an open shot, and it just catches the inside of the top of the net as it goes past Maddie Wallace. And we're tied at 2 again.
11 minutes. 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. 1 minute.
That is Cummings' 10th goal of the season. That is a captain on their team. Her and Amelia White, 2 captains for Morgantown. Senior leader, that was a big part of the team that appeared in the state championship last year. Draw gets kicked around. Who's going to control it? It's right at the 30 and picked up by Blanchard, and she is smothered by Cummings. Quick restart, here we go. Blanchard down the field. That's Bishop wide open. 40 seconds to go. Plenty of time for GW as Bishop hits the gas towards the goal. The shot is good! Macy Bishop, her first goal of the game, and GW breaks the tie again and takes a 3-2 lead. Mentioned she's one of the best players in West Virginia. This is why. She turns on the jets, just runs right past the defender, and with that speed is able to have control on her shots and gets it past Davis for the score. 72nd goal of the season for Macy Bishop. Washington leads 3-2, 36 seconds to go in the first quarter. They'll redo the draw. Here we go from midfield. Ball's in the air. Who's going to control the draw? Blanchard comes over. Couldn't quite scoop it up, but she's going to run it down and pick up the ground ball. Blanchard on the gas, gets it poked away from behind. Proctor's in there for Morgantown. Davis, the goalie, comes away with it. And that pass is picked off by Harris. Harris races around the goal, looks inside. That's intercepted. And Morgantown goes back with it, trying to get it downfield, deflected. Picked up by QPEC. QPEC lobs it ahead. 5 seconds to go. This will take us to the end of the first quarter. George Washington leads 3-2 in a thrilling first quarter of action from Lately Field in Charleston. You're watching the Wvsla Division I Girls Lacrosse State Championship right here on Video Productions. Second quarter coming up after this. Stay with us. Welcome back to Laidley Field here in Charleston. First quarter in the books. An action-packed first quarter as GW leads 3-2 after one. Patriots had scores from Kristen Dettinger, Sadie Harris, and Macy Bishop. Morgantown had scores from Emmy Leshko and Lena Cummings. So here's the second quarter draw control. GW has dominated the draw so far, 5-1. This one is in the air, batted around. They've had to fight for him, and now coming away with it is Blanchard. Blanchard pushes fast, downhill in a crowd. She's going to have to pull it out. Smart decision to reset the offense there, not take a bad shot, but she's got a lane now. Blanchard is going to get hit in the critical scoring area, and she's going to have 8-meter free position. That was Morgantown. They quadruple teamed her the first time. She came back out, and then they kind of left her. She went right back in, drew contact. Now has a chance to double up Morgantown early in the second. Blanchard, saved by Davis. Bishop on the rebound, couldn't control it. It's Blanchard out there. How about Davis? 2 saves on 2 free position attempts for GW. And it's going to Morgantown. Dangerous check is called. The Mohigans will get it. And that's big for Charlize Davis, the goalie from Morgantown. When you get free possession, especially against the scorers that GW has had at the 8-meter arc. And to deny them twice already. Here goes Morgantown. Back on the run, McDonald. Trying to dance by Brummage. Gets it ahead to Cummings. Cummings. Nice pass ahead. It is on the ground. It's going to be picked up. Here's the drive inside. And shooting space is going to be called against George Washington. That'll send Emmy Leshko to the 8-meter arc for free position. Leshko has already scored for Morgantown in this game as she tries to even it up here with 10 minutes to go till halftime. Leshko puts it too high over the goal, and GW first on the scene. The Patriots are going to get it. Leshko waited a while before she took that shot. She was right against the crease when she let it go, and it was just a little bit too high. Wallace has it, goalie for GW. Clears it down the field to Harris. It's going to go out of bounds to Morgantown. Martinez has it as she tries to work east-west. Now gets it up ahead, almost a one-handed catch, but it's a turnover. And GW comes back the other way. It's Ashlyn Puffer. It's going to push it down the field. She gets hit. Get a quick restart. She can get the ball. Morgantown still fighting for it. You can tell these two teams know it's a state championship game the way they're playing so aggressively. Morgantown knows what it's like to be here. They weren't able to pull off the win last year. They're back again. Here goes Bishop. Tries to pass it inside. It is deflected, but we get a whistle, and flag was up, and I believe Bishop's going to have free position. So George Washington 0 for 2 on free position so far. Bishop was one of those that didn't get it. Charlize Davis stands in. She's ready. Bishop drives. Bishop shot. And she scores. Macy Bishop, her second goal of the game. And George Washington opens up a 4-2 lead. And that's the fear you have when Bishop goes to the 8-meter arc for free position. She gets a good jump. Just puts it right over the left shoulder of Charlize Davis. You can't blame Davis right there. You keep giving George Washington free position attempts. They're going to take advantage of it. Remember, the first time these two teams played, George Washington won by 7. second time they played. GW won by 2. Keep in mind, Morgantown is coming off a semifinal win over the best team in the state, Buchanan-Upshur. Draw controlled by Lena Cummings. A great job to pick that off out of the air. Cummings pushes it down the field looking for Martinez. She gets it. Martinez drives left. She's left-handed, so that's her strong side. You got to watch that if you're GW, know to switch it. The whistle is going to be called against Mallory Bean. She's going to have to start behind Martinez. Martinez brings it in outside the 12-meter fan, swings it over to Cummings at the top of the fan. Morgantown will swing it around. Comes over to Amelia White. And White looks to drive in. Flag in the air. And another whistle. Cross check is going to be called against... Who is that? That's Macy Bishop. That gets called for a cross check, and 8-meter free position coming up right here. Here's the drive. White, she shoots, she scores! Amelia White scores for the Mohigans. It's 4-3. So White gets fouled inside the critical scoring area, sets up 8-meter free position, and Morgantown finally capitalizes on the free position right after GW does. So White waits a little bit, hesitates, but that buys her enough time to get the goal to go past Maddie Wallace. Back to a 1-goal game. Back on the draws we go. Morgantown won the last draw. That set up that offensive possession that led to an Amelia White score. And they're going to redo the draw. Didn't go high enough as the draw has to go above the head. So they're going to redo it. That one didn't go above the head either. I tell you, Lena Cummings is really getting after it because she's getting it and it's launching in a line drive backwards. See if the third time's the charm. It is. It goes in the air, batted around. Cummings tries to grab it. She's hit by Bishop, and it'll be Morgantown ball. Cummings. She gets hit at the 30 by Puffer, still going. Cummings lost the ball, picks it back up. Bishop takes a tumble, stands back up. Cummings trying to do it herself, now kicks it back out. It's White. Fresh off a goal and a whistle. Cross check called, and that's going to send Lena Cummings, I believe, to the 8-meter arc for free position. As the refs discuss. It's not going to be 8-meter free position. Instead, Cummings is going to get it outside the 12-meter fan, so not as golden of an opportunity to get a score off. White has it. The Mohigans will look to reset their offense. Cummings. Turn back and find White. Morgantown with a good chance to try to find the equalizer. It's Martinez. Remember, she's left-handed. She's going to drive left here around a screen. Bishop picks her up. She pulls it back out to the top of the fan. Martinez lobs it over. Dangerous pass. Dettinger's there. Dettinger steals it. And Kristen Dettinger on the run. Lost the ball. Ends up behind her. A whistle. It's going to Morgantown. It's Amelia White who will bring it up for the Mohigans. White flips it up top. That's Esposito. Esposito gets it over to Lillian Gorman-Wilson, now down low to Martinez. Martinez drives left in the critical scoring area, pulls it back out to the top of the fan. Approaching 5 minutes to go until halftime. GW leads by 1. White will try to drive in. White gets doubled, gets hit. There is a whistle. Cross check inside the critical scoring area. I believe, no, it's going to be on the 12, so she wasn't inside the 8-meter arc, and Morgantown sets it back up. It's Martinez at the 10. Looks for the cut inside. It's White, and the save made by Maddie Wallace. Great save there, and she clears it ahead to Bishop on the run. And good luck trying to catch her. Bishop dances past Lupo inside the 30. Bishop up ahead. Harris wide open. Harris shoots, and she can't get it to go wide of the mark, but it stays with GW. And Journey Simmons will bring it in from the back of the end zone. Swung over to Maggie Hill. Hill gets it across to Puffer. Bishop over to Dettinger. Over to Blanchard, over to Hill, or Harris rather. Harris drives in. Drives left, slips, lost the ball. It is kicked into the air, and a fight for it. Lupo is there. A whistle, and it's going to stay with GW. Empty stick check is the call, and the Patriots get it back. Puffer swings it across to Dettinger, over to Harris. Harris has it now in the end zone. It's Bishop who controls it behind the goal. Bishop looks for that cut. Dettinger has it outside the fan. Dettinger finds Bishop. Bishop spins left towards the goal. A shot. She scores! Macy Bishop again, her third goal of the game. And what a shot this was. She was working left with her offhand as she spun around the defender. Has to shoot it left-handed. Doesn't matter, and that's the skill of Macy Bishop right there as GW opens up a 5-3 lead with 3:13 to go until halftime. And that's 3 straight goals scored by GW that have come from Macy Bishop. Draw in the air. It is bouncing. Kupek running after it. She's going to scoop it up. Morgantown takes possession. Over to Martinez. Martinez works left, stops, and resets the offense. Defended by Jamerson. She'll work it down behind the goal. Swings it over to Kupek. Kupek looking for that cutter as she has it in the end zone. Now swings it over. Controlling it is Sloan Coombs, and Coombs will get it back over to Leshko. Back out. Coombs has it. A shot denied by Wallace. She jammed it away. The ball is loose, but picked up again by Morgantown. Martinez. Martinez swings it over. Back it comes to White. White works around the crease. The sidearm shot, it went in, but it's waved off. There was a whistle that came before the shot. Cross check is called, and White had a good opportunity right there. Goal circle violation was the call, not a cross-check. So Leshko has it behind the goal. Morgantown will try to repeat that just without the whistle. Leshko spinning back around. Tight defense by Blanchard. Leshko shoots. It bounces wide. No good. And a save made by Wallace. Wallace will look to clear. And she throws it towards the back of the end zone. It can't be saved, and Morgantown's going to get it back. 1 minute to go until halftime. Morgantown try to push this offense and get something to go here before the halftime break. Trailing by 2. Leshko lost it. It is loose. Cummings is there trying to pick it up. Still loose, and the ground ball picked up by Brummage. Brummage in a crowd of Mohegans, poked away by Kupek, bouncing around. Brummage finds it again and then clears it up ahead. Whistle called in the sphere, so GW will just bring it back to the 15, but the clock still runs inside 30 seconds. See if GW can get all the way down the field. She's hounded. Ball poked free. Leshko gets it. She's hit. Whistle. Free position coming up for Emmy Leshko with 21 seconds to go until halftime. So Morgantown's leading scorer on the year, Emmy Leshko. She had the first goal of the game, a chance to bring it within 1 with 21 seconds to go till halftime. Leshko fires, she scores! Leshko redeems herself after missing the first free position attempt she had. She doesn't miss this one, got it to go. A big goal there. And it was a big forced turnover by Morgantown that set it up in the first place, as GW looked like they were going to have a chance to drive it down the field. Instead, Morgantown forces the turnover, gets it back, draws contact, gets the free position, and Leshko scores her second goal of the game, and it's a 1-goal game before halftime. It's one of those, if you're on the draw right here, if you can pick this out of the air quickly and take it down towards the goal, 18 seconds is enough time. It's in the air. It's Morgantown's ball. 14 seconds. Mohegans push fast. Inside the 30. 8 seconds to go. Cummings. She's got a chance. Drives in. Cummings in a crowd. Spins. Cummings. She's hit. And that'll take us to halftime. No free position there. We've reached the end of the first half. George Washington holds a 5-4 lead at the break. What a game it's been. The intensity has been ramped up. It's been a very good game to this point. We'll have our first half recap coming up in our first segment of the halftime show. It's the Wvsla Girls Division I Lacrosse State Championship right here on Video Productions. Back after this. Stay with us. Welcome back to Laidley Field here in Charleston. It is halftime, and George Washington holds a 5-4 lead over Morgantown. The scorers for the Patriots started off with Kristen Dettinger, followed by Sadie Harris, and the next 3 goals were all scored by their leading scorer on the season, Macy Bishop, who already has a hat trick in the first half. Morgantown drew first blood with a score by Emmy Leshko. Lena Cummings and Amelia White also scored as GW led 5-3 with inside of a minute to go in the first half, but a costly turnover by the Patriots set up. Leshko in the critical scoring area where she was fouled, went to the 8-meter arc and got the free position shot to go. That made it a 5-4 game, and that's where we stand right now. And just one thing you notice is both of these teams are playing good. Not too many fundamental mistakes. It is an aggressive game. It feels like a state championship game. Remember, Morgantown played in the state championship a year ago, and their problem last year was the way they started. They did not start off hot. They did not start off with that aggression. They went down 5-1 early to University, trailed 6-2 at halftime, and then came out of the halftime on fire. Scored 3 goals in the first couple minutes of the third quarter to bring it back within 1, but just couldn't get the equalizer. The University pulled away and won it 10-6. We'll see if Morgantown can make a similar adjustment to the state championship game last year, where they come out in the third quarter and just come out firing and scoring, because that really made it a game a year ago. They trail by 1 to George Washington now. Draw controls. It was 6-1 in favor of George Washington at one point. Morgantown has won the last 4. So it's evened out a little bit as GW has the advantage 6-5. The shot advantage, there isn't one. 9 shots for GW, 9 shots for Morgantown. Just one more save for Maddie Wallace than for Charlize Davis. And in fact, Davis, both of her saves came on free position shots. One from Bishop, one from Blanchard. So those were 2 very critical saves, very important saves for Charlize Davis, denying GW of those free position chances. George Washington just 1 for 3 on free position. Morgantown 2 for 3. So halftime clock winding down. We'll step aside again and we'll talk strategy when we return. You're watching the Wvsla Division I Girls Lacrosse State Championship right here on Video Productions. Back after this. Welcome back to Laidley Field here in Charleston. Halftime clock winding down. George Washington leads Morgantown 5-4. It's been a very good, very evenly matched game to this point. And the winner of this game, it's either going to come down to the very end, or it's going to be who can get hot and who can get a momentum shift quickly here in the second half at some point. And to do that, it's going to come from draw controls. And that's what Morgantown found last year in that championship, is they got on those draws, and they've won the last 4 draws after going down -5 in draw controls early in the first half. Morgantown's picked it up, and they've really had more time of possession, especially towards the end in that second quarter. The ball was down on Mohegan's scoring side of the field a lot more. GW felt like they dominated time of possession in the first quarter. And that's where we stand at 5-4. Second half coming up. But before we continue, we'll turn it over to the PA announcer, because we've got the Division I girls lacrosse all-state teams to be announced.
For Division I girls, honorable mention. On attack, Jocelyn O'Brien from Fairmont Senior. At midfield, Becca Arndt from Hedgesville. On defense, Gianna Dale Riggy from University. And in goal, Maddie Wallace from George Washington. Division I girls second team All-State. On attack, Ella Kupek from Morgantown. Hannah Staley from Morgantown. Journey Simmons from George Washington. Lydia Leinberg from Martinsburg. At midfield, Anna McBee from University. Bailey Wilson from University. Kristen Stedinger from George Washington. Amelia Leshko from Morgantown. On defense, Gabby Chuga from George Washington. Olivia Jamerson from George Washington. Riley Stevens from Fairmont Senior. Mallory Bean from George Washington. In goal, Josie Rosencrantz from Buchanan Senior. From Buchanan, Upshur. Division I girls first team All-State. On attack, Adrienne Rager from University. Mackie Hill from George Washington. Abby Danhires from University. Natalia Martinez from Morgantown. At midfield, Mallory Moss from Buchanan Upshur. Maisie Bishop from George Washington. Elizabeth Blanchard from George Washington. Ayla Lilly from Fairmont Senior. On defense, Delaney Cedars from Hedgesville. Gabby Bago from University. Brianna Howells from Buchanan Upshur. Emily McDonald from Morgantown. First team All-State goalie Taylor Ellison from University. Division I Assistant Coach of the Year Rusty Taylor from Morgantown. Division I Girls Coach of the Year J.D. Hodges from George Washington High School. Congratulations to the Division I Girls All-State team. Let's play the second half for a state championship.
Big congratulations to all the Division I girls All-State honors. A lot of GW players. A good bit of Morgantown players as well. Remember, these two teams are not the top two teams that were ranked going into the postseason. George Washington's number 3, Morgantown's number 4. Both of these teams had to pull an upset in the semifinals to get here. George Washington knocked off number 2 University 13-9. Morgantown knocked off number 1 Buchanan Upshur 7-5. And it's been a really good game to this point. The first girls game earlier this morning, St. Albans defeated Jefferson County 13-12, a 1-goal game. And that's where we stand right now. Remember, the last time these two teams played, George Washington won 10-8. If you repeat the scoring in the second half, basically just double the scores now, that's what it would be, 10-8. So the players ready to get the second half underway. 24 minutes, and then a state champion will be decided, and right now it's anyone's game. Got the sun out in full force now here in Charleston, which really experienced all 4 seasons already to this point. Got a rainstorm roll through at the beginning of the D2 boys game. It was cold this morning for the first girls game. Now it's sunny and warm, and the second half is underway. Dettinger controls for GW, pushes it into Morgantown territory, up ahead to Bishop as the Patriots try to push fast. Bishop swings it over to Dettinger. Dettinger flips it to Harris. Harris is gonna flip it over on the run to Ashlyn Puffer. Puffer's gonna get it to Blanchard. Blanchard's gonna drive in. Blanchard inside, looks for the shot, pulls it back out. Cross-field pass. It is caught, and shooting space is called. Gonna lead to 8-meter free position for Maggie Hill. Hill yet to score in this game, and she's got a chance to give GW a 2-goal lead early in the third quarter. Hill fires too high, missed it. Out of the back of the end zone, will stay with George Washington. Sadie Harris will bring it in from the end zone. Harris swings it over to Simmons. Simmons has it behind the goal. GW now just 1 for 4 on free position shots so far, and that's a big reason why this is such a close game. GW just hasn't been able to capitalize on that yet. Dettinger, defended by Cummings. Looking with a tough pass inside. Man, that almost went into the goal. No one touched it. And just missed to the left, and it's going to be Morgantown ball as McDonald was the first one down there. So they're going to call that a pass, so it's because it went off of George Washington. That's why it's Morgantown's ball. Leshko racing into GW territory inside the 20. Morgantown with numbers. Leshko goes right around the defense, and she scores! Emmy Leshko ties the game at 5. Third goal of the game for Leshko. Second player in this game to get a hat trick. And Leshko just ran right by the defense. They tried to double team her with Jamerson and Bean and didn't stand a chance, as Morgantown's leading scorer ties the game at 5. Ball in the air, draw, raced after by Blanchard. She controls it along the sideline, does a great job to stay in bounds and get by Cumming. Now gets by Kupek. On the run is Blanchard inside the 30. Blanchard going to try to do it herself. Now she stops and swings it over. Gets it to Dettinger. Dettinger over to Puffer. And it's swung over to Blanchard, standing outside the 12-meter fan, looking for a pass inside, wasn't there. Now she rolls left. Blanchard, tight defense, gets around it. Blanchard inside, the shot turned away by Davis. And coming away with it is Olivia Lupo. That ball goes high into the air, short. It's out of bounds. Who'd it go off of? Lupo was the last one to touch it, so GW gets it back. Jamerson will bring it in, and she gets it up ahead to Harris. Harris gets it out to Macy Bishop. Her first touch here in the second half, the dangerous scorer who scored the last 3 goals for GW. But Morgantown's on a 2-goal run right now. In a tie game, inside, the shot just goes over the goal. Bishop found Maggie Hill, and she couldn't get it down enough to score, but GW retains possession as it's brought in the end zone by Journey Simmons. It's over to Maggie Hill. And Hill will work it back outside. She rolls right with it, swings it over to Dettinger. Dettinger looks to drive in. She's going to go herself, stops, now tries to reverse, goes to her left, pulls it back out, and swings it over to Blanchard. Blanchard yet to score in this game, defended tightly, pulls it back out outside the 12-meter fan. Now she works left. A lot of time coming off the clock on this possession. GW being very patient. Here's a screen. Dettinger, she shoots. No good, wide of the mark, but a shot goes out of bounds as GW was the first one there. They will get the ball back in the end zone, and Simmons will bring it in yet again. Simmons launches it outside. Back out it comes to Blanchard. Tossed over to Macy Bishop. Bishop flips it to Dettinger, and Dettinger will flip it right back to Blanchard. And here's the fake flip, and now they try to get it back to Harris. She controls it. Harris spins left, works on Lupo. The shot bounces, no good. It's headed out of the end zone and stays with GW. The crowd doesn't like the call. Thought Morgantown was the first one to arrive, but it stays with the Patriots. Bishop gets it over to Blanchard, swings over to Harris. Now down low, it is Dettinger. She looks to drive. 3 Mohegan defenders cut her off though, and it's flipped back to Blanchard. Blanchard, a one-on-one. Now she takes it behind the goal, circles the crease. Lobs it ahead. What a shot and a score from Maggie Hill. She just batted it into the goal. And GW takes a 6-5 lead. That was as close to a one-timer shot as you can get. Blanchard just lobbed it over, and it's just batted into the goal by Maggie Hill, and it breaks the tie. A great pass from Elizabeth Blanchard, and Hill with an even better shot to put it in. And it's 6-5 George Washington. On the draw, it's in the air, it is loose, controlled by Cummings, and that's a big draw control for Morgantown because of how much time and how good of an offensive possession that was for GW back on the other end. They killed so much time off the clock and ended it in a goal. Morgantown now has their turn on offense. Leshko tries to spin free. She flips it back out, and it's circling around the fan, now back to the top. White gets it over to Cummings. Now Martinez has it. Martinez drives left, looking for a lane. She lobs it inside, open near the crease, now doubled and cut off. Ball poked away, it is loose. Who's gonna get it? Fight for it. Covering is called, it's going towards GW. On the run with it. Cross midfield. It is Dettinger. Dettinger rifles it inside to Hill. The shot couldn't get the angle on it. It goes out of bounds, but GW will retain possession. Journey Simmons was the first one there for the Patriots. GW 7 shots to 1 here in the second half. And there's a turnover there. Pass tried to get it to Hill. To no avail as Morgantown comes back with it. At the 40, now it's swatted away and stolen back by George Washington. Bishop with the great play to get it back for the Patriots. Over to Dettinger. GW works around the fan. Puffer. Swing it behind the goal. Hill has it. Defended by McDonald. Hill will try to drive in. She's double. Tries to split it. The shot. She scores! Another goal for Maggie Hill. And George Washington now leads by 2. That's a big goal right there for GW. And you can see Maggie Hill does it all herself. Splits a double team right there. Gets a lane. Tosses it over her shoulder into the goal as George Washington takes a 7-5 lead with just under 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Second straight goal scored by Maggie Hill. And that gives her 41 on the season. Very important draw control here, and it's bouncing and picked up. A great pickup there from Bishop, and Bishop will set up the offense for George Washington. George Washington, we've seen how patient they can be on offense. Just hold the ball and wait for a good shot. Not make too many mistakes. That's what they've done for the majority of this third quarter. They're doing it again now as Dettinger has it outside of the fan. Now she drives in, looks for a lane. Dettinger shoots, saved by Davis. Davis picks it up. And she'll toss it down the field into traffic, and a nice catch made by McDonald. And McDonald rifles it ahead to Leshko. A nice catch on the run. Leshko inside the 25. She's tripped and goes down. She holds that ankle. She tries to stand up under her own power and now goes down, and she'll be tended to. And we'll step aside. George Washington leading 7-5, 2:41 to go, third quarter. So Leshko gets up and walks off under her own power. She was tripped up and seems to be walking all right back to the sideline. Hopefully she can just take a break for a couple seconds and come back out onto the field. She's got a hat trick already. Morgantown will have to work without their leading scorer here for a little bit. Cummings has it. Mohigans back to work on offense. Swung over to Gorman Wilson. She's pushed wide, works around a screen from White, and now gets it to her. Back over it comes to Gorman Wilson. Gorman Wilson all the way, pushed all the way out to the far sideline by Bishop, and now a long pass towards the crease is caught Looking for a lane to go with it. Pulled out. And circling back around is Coombs. And Coombs defended by Dettinger. Take it around the fan. Coombs gets it over to Hannah Staley. Haven't heard much from her yet. But Staley in the game, pushed wide all the way back out to the 20. And a push is called. That's Gorman Wilson with it, rather. But Staley is in the game. Came in for the injured Leshka. Martinez looks for the shot. And a whistle shooting space will be called, and Natalia Martinez will get 8-meter free position. Try to cut the lead down to 1.
One minute remaining in the third quarter. 1 minute.
See, this is big right here for both sides. Morgantown trying to cut it to 1. Martinez shoots. It is saved by Wallace. Martinez didn't get a very good jump on it and got cut off. She had to move around the defense. And Wallace makes the save. George Washington back the other way. Dettinger up ahead. A nice catch made by Harris on the run. She held on to that and works around a screen from Dettinger. Tries to spin past Esposito, and she circles around the crease. Up ahead. And a timeout will be called by George Washington with just 27 seconds to go in the third quarter, as they'll look to set something up to try to add another goal before the clock expires for the third. They lead 7-5 over Morgantown. We'll be back for the final 30 seconds of the third quarter. You're watching live streaming coverage of the WVSLA Girls Division I Lacrosse State Championship right here on Video Productions. Back at Lately Field in Charleston, George Washington called their first timeout. They lead Morgantown by 2 and have the ball with 27 seconds to go before the end of the third quarter, as they'll look to set something up to try to add another goal before the clock expires and try to build a 3-goal lead heading into the fourth. So here we go. Working it behind the goal is Hill. Good defense on the cut by Bishop. Nothing there. Tries to get it inside to Puffer, and it goes over her head. She couldn't get it. Rolling towards the sideline, and is going to be scooped up there by Simmons. 7 seconds to go. Harris has it. Got to look for a shot. Tries to get it to Bishop. She couldn't control it, and that'll take us to the end of the third quarter. 12 minutes to play. George Washington leading Morgantown 7-5 after 3. It's been a great game. A champion will be decided after one more quarter to play, and that's coming up next on Video Productions. Welcome back to Laidley Field here in Charleston. The final quarter is upon us. George Washington has a 2-goal lead over Morgantown, trying to hang on and become state champions. Morgantown trying to come back in this one. Very important draw control right here, especially for Morgantown, trailing by 2. Can't let George Washington get possession of the ball because they do such a good job of being patient with it and killing clock, but also looking for good shots. And Cummings is going to track it down. It is rolling in the air. Bishop pokes it away, and she chases after it along the sideline, and it's going to be poked out of bounds by Esposito there, and so GW is going to get it. Bishop drives in to the goal. Bishop! She scores! A costly turnover there for Morgantown to poke it out of bounds. It was probably going to go out of bounds either way. And Bishop just slices through the defense, gets an open shot on goal, and she puts it in and puts GW up 8-5 just 22 seconds into the fourth quarter. The 75th goal of the season for Macy Bishop, her 4th today. Draw in the air, batted around. Illegal check is called. Morgantown's going to get it. Helena Cummings Tries to work around Hill, ball poked free, but sphere is called and Cummings will get it back for the Mohegans. Morgantown down 3. Needs to try to find some sort of success in offense to get back in this game. Ball on the ground. Kicked around, empty check called. Morgantown will remain with possession. It's Gorman Wilson. And Gorman Wilson tosses it over to Cummings. Cummings tries to drive in. Back out it goes to Martinez as she tries to spin left. Martinez inside, looks for the shot. She shoots it, and a save made by Wallace. Over it comes to Gabby Chuga, and Chuga swings it over to Ashlyn Puffer, and here comes GW back the other way into Morgantown territory. Puffer gets it over to Dettinger. Dettinger downfield. So Blanchard. Blanchard gonna circle behind the goal. Good defense there by McDonald as the pass inside gets away. Fight for it. Still on the ground. Esposito and Hill went at it, and Morgantown's gonna get it. Crease roll. A hold was called as Esposito takes it back the other way for Morgantown. On the run is Leshko back in the game. Ball poked away by Chuga. What a play as she takes it back away, and Bishop gets it on the run. Bishop inside, the pass off target, and it goes out of bounds, and it's going to go to Morgantown. So Esposito will bring it in for the Mohegans. Cross check called. Quick restart. Esposito going to be double teamed right here. She tries to run out of it. Now here comes a triple team, and she's going to be hit. Taken to the ground. Cross check is the call. Referees are going to get together. Now the coaches are going to come out and enter the discussion with the refs as the Jeopardy music plays here at Laidley Field. Head coach of GW calls someone over from the scores table and is out at midfield talking. The WVSLA vice president out on the field walking back over to the scorer's table. Now, WVSLA Vice President over talking to the Morgantown boys team that you can see sitting in the stands, kind of over behind the GW sideline. I wonder if there's some sort of warning going that's going to be said there, but we resume play as Esposito and ball knocked free, picked up by Hill. Hill tries to get it over to Harris. 8 minutes to go. GW up 3 with the ball, killing time with this possession. Dettinger. They flip it around. Harris has it. Flips it to Blanchard. Blanchard's going to flip it to Hill. Over it comes to Puffer. Puffer's going to flip it to Bishop. Bishop's going to flip it over to Simmons. Back to Dettinger. Dettinger's going to drive. She shoots, and it's jammed away. A nice save made there by Charlize Davis, and Morgantown gets it back. Gorman Wilson on the run. He stops, ball poked away along the sideline. And GW almost got a big turnover there, but it rolls out of bounds, and Morgantown's going to get it. Amelia White will bring it in. White, long pass down the field for Cummings, over her head, rolling out of bounds, and a turnover to GW. Gabby Chuga brings it in for the Patriots. She's pressured tightly by Leshko, who stole it away. Leshko trying to race to the goal. She is going to get it knocked away from behind, but a hold is going to be called, and Leshko is going to go to the 8-meter arc for free position to try to bring Morgantown within 2. A great defensive play to get the steal for Leshko, and a big opportunity here. They've got to capitalize. Leshko, she shoots, and it's wide of the mark. It's rolling out of bounds, stays with Morgantown. So they don't get the free position, but they retain possession. Martinez rolls left. Ball is loose between her legs. She can't get it. Now she does. Out it comes to White. White drives in, and the ball gets knocked away from her. Blanchard comes out with it. Elizabeth Blanchard takes the possession away. GW on the run. Blanchard is going to stop and pull it back out, reset the offense. Dettinger swings it over to Puffer. Back up top to Dettinger, and that pass is intercepted. Down the field, Leshko has it. Morgantown's got to capitalize now. Leshko inside the 20. Leshko drives in. And Leshko is going to get free position yet again, and a yellow card is going to be called on Mallory Bean. So Bean's going to come out of the game, give Morgantown an advantage.
Penalty to number 8, Mallory Bean. 2 minutes for an illegal check to the head. Time for penalty 6:54. 2 minutes to Bean for an illegal check to the head at 6:54.
Leshko. She missed her last free position attempt. She's 1 for 3 on free positions today. They need this one. Here she goes. Leshko lost the ball, and Wallace comes away with it. And that's a big defensive stop for GW. And back on the run is Bishop into Morgantown territory along the near sideline. Bishop gets it over to Blanchard. Blanchard down low. Harris jammed away by Davis. A nice save there. Keeps Morgantown in it, but they've got to push down the field. Losing the ball is Esposito. And GW gets it back. Harris looks inside. That ball is loose. Tried to get it to Blanchard. Now the Mohigans come away with it. And it's going to stay with Morgantown. That call goes against Kristen Dettinger. 4 minutes to go. Morgantown still down 3. Just 1 goal scored for either team so far in the 4th quarter. And time very much of the essence now for Morgantown. McDonald will have it. Clock turns inside, 4 minutes to go. McDonald up ahead, dangerous pass, tipped away. Running after it and picking it up is Nina Brummage, and another turnover. GW gets it back. Brummage gets it downfield. Simmons slows the offense down. Now Morgantown's going to need to get aggressive right here. So they're going to need to find a way to get a goal quickly. Dettinger lobs it across the field. Nice pass and catch to Macy Bishop. Gorman Wilson extends the defense out far. They try to circle it around to Maggie Hill, and penalty is released. Coming in is Puffer. They couldn't get it to her, and Morgantown's going to get it back. But the ball is loose, still loose, and GW is going to run and pick it up. Blanchard. Inside it comes. The shot, a score! Journey Simmons. And that might be the dagger. A great pass by Elizabeth Blanchard to find a wide open Journey Simmons. And Simmons puts it in over 2 defenders and over Charlize Davis to give GW a 4-goal lead with 2:41 to play in the state championship. Timeout is called with 2:41 to go. George Washington with a 4-goal advantage, and they're 2 minutes and 41 seconds away from becoming state champions. We'll step aside and have the final 2:41 after this here on Video Production. back at Lately Field here in Charleston. Timeout was called by Morgantown there. Each team has one remaining with 2 minutes and 41 seconds left. Jefferson County trailed by 4 with this much time left in the Division II game, and they scored 3 goals in the final 3 minutes. So if you're George Washington, you just got to get possession and not turn it over, and this one will be over. But Morgantown wins the draw there. And they've got to go quickly. It's Martinez. Works left in a crowd. Lobs it inside. Wide open near the goal, and the shot goes wide. No good. Leshko the first after it. Keeps it with Morgantown. Behind the goal, it's Coons. Over to Leshko. Leshko, a crease roll, a shot, a score! He says, hurry up, let's keep it going. Morgantown just gets their second goal of the second half, and that's Leshko's 4th goal of the day. So Morgantown doing everything they can to stay in it. They trail by 3 with 2 minutes and 7 seconds to go.
4th of the game, 44th of the season. Time of the goal, 9:53.
Really, all George Washington needs to do is just get possession of the ball and run out the clock, which they've done so well so far. It's in the air, it's on the ground, the race after it, and the ground ball picked up by Bishop. Inside 2 minutes to go. George Washington has possession, leading by 3. Pass inside, now pulling it back out. No need to get in a hurry for George Washington. Pass deflected away. It's going to Morgantown, but just 90 seconds to go, and they've got to go the length of the field. And that pass is going to be picked off by Blanchard. Blanchard has Esposito all over. Sphere is called. As Blanchard circles behind the goal. Now throws it inside to Bishop. That shot is saved. Bishop rebound. Another shot. Another save by Davis, and Bishop another rebound.
1 minute remaining in the 4th quarter. 1 minute.
Bishop rolls around the crease. Not too much pressure. Now they send pressure. McDonald comes after her. Bishop doing a great job of controlling it. 40 seconds to go. Bishop still controls. We head inside the final 20 seconds of the game. In the back of the end zone. 10 seconds to go. George Washington High School located just right down the road, and they're going to get it done in front of their home crowd. 3 seconds to go. George Washington has won the state championship. The George Washington Patriots prevail over the Morgantown Mohigans and win the state championship as the 3 seed. And they get to do it in front of their home crowd here in Lately Field in Charleston. And the Patriots win it 9-6. It was a great game all throughout. a dagger goal at the end by Journey Simmons off a great pass from Elizabeth Blanchard. Blew it open. Morgantown's fight, it was too little, too late with the late goal from Leshko. And George Washington wins it 9-6. We'll run through the goal scorers for GW. Kristen Dettinger, followed by Sadie Harris, and then Macy Bishop scored the next 3. Maggie Hill the next 2 after that. Bishop scored her 4th after that, and then Journey Simmons capped off the 9-goal game for George Washington as a team. For Morgantown, Emmy Leshko scored first, followed by Lena Cummings and Amelia White, and then Emmy Leshko scored the next 3. And for Leshko, what a season she's had. A senior on the team, 44 goals on the year. A great year for Leshko. But Morgantown falls short in the state championship for the 2nd straight year. This time to the GW Patriots. We'll get the trophy presentation coming up shortly and the MVP announcement. And if I had to guess, the MVP is going to be Macy Bishop. If I had to guess, she had 4 goals and really controlled it. But this GW offense is just so hard to play against when they get possession, when they get a lead. Morgantown, really what you needed to do is keep it tied or keep a lead on GW, because the Patriots are so patient and so good on offense at waiting for the right moment to take a great shot. And they really showcased that, especially in the second half. Morgantown just didn't have the ball very much and couldn't really make anything happen offensively. GW outscored Morgantown 4-2 in the second half. You look at the stats, 24 shots for GW, 15 for Morgantown, 10 draw controls for the Patriots, 8 for the Mohigans, 6 saves for Maddie Wallace, 7 saves for Charlize Davis, who really had a good game in the goal. Great game for both goalies, in fact. GW becomes the 3rd champion crowned today. They join St. Albans and Buchanan Upshur, and Jimmy Hill will bring out the table with the trophies on it. We'll keep the broadcast right here so you can watch the trophy presentation. Morgantown will be presented with the runner-up trophy, GW with the state champion trophy. The Patriots win it 9-6 over Morgantown, and we've got one more champion to be crowned right after this. Morgantown and Lindsley, the Division I boys state champion, our final game of the day, so make sure you stay with us and tune in for that game. It could be a crazy one. But for now, congratulations to the George Washington Patriots. They are the 2026 Division I Girls Lacrosse State Champion. I'm Eli Brady signing off. We'll be back for the next championship right after this, and we'll keep it right here for the trophy presentation on Video Productions.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to direct your attention to midfield as Wvsla President Jimmy Hill will present the trophies to the teams.
you doing, everybody? Great start to our Division I games, right? These girls put it all on the field for the entire year, and it showcased in this game. Thank you, ladies. And ladies, can I have y'all thank y'all thank your parents for getting you through this year, getting you from point A to point B. We appreciate you. It's always great to see the growth out of these teams. Over the years, they go from kind of mid-range, coming up, growing up with their newer players, and establishing themselves. It's been great to see both teams do a great job this year. Thank you. On that, for 2026 in our girls D1 division, runner-up, Morgantown High School. And now, the 26 D1 champion, George Washington Patriots. And your MVP, number 10, Maisie Bishop. I want to thank everybody. We'll be taking pictures one at a time over on this. Parents, you'll be able to be in that end to be able to take pictures. Once we're clear, we're going to move forward with the rematch of last year's championship, Leslie and Morgantown High. Thank y'all for coming out.